To begin, you will start with a completely round coupler without a divot. I then place it in a cup to get it ready to be filled with stiffened buttercream. To create stiffened buttercream, take regular buttercream and add powdered sugar to it. I knead it in until I reach the desired consistency. Now you want to be able to roll a ball with it so it's a putty-like consistency, but still make sure that it's pliable and smooth. I then fill my pastry bag with the stiffened buttercream, making sure to squeeze out any excess air bubbles. I then prep the cake board with a piece of duct tape. For demonstration purposes, I placed this right on the turntable, but normally this would be taped to your cake drum. Take regular buttercream to cover the base of your cake board. This will help secure your cake. Next, take your stiffened buttercream and pipe a dam around the perimeter of the cake. If it gets too stiff to pipe out, you can microwave it for a few seconds. If it cracks or breaks, don't worry. It's a nice pliable consistency and you can piece it back together. To ensure the height of my dam is even, I take a large cake board and lightly press around the top. I then fill the cake with buttercream. I take the other cake layer and place it on top. To prevent blowouts, I press firmly on the cake and then push back the dam that has come out the sides. If any side between the cake layers is not flush with the dam, I go back and fill that area in. Next, I heat water in a pan large enough to fit my bench scraper. In the interim of the water coming to a low boil, I then go back to my cake and ice it in buttercream. I typically do not crumb coat my cakes. I begin by icing the top. I take my spatula and do a rough smooth of the icing. I'm not trying to make it perfect just yet, but rather smooth out any air bubbles and ensure that the icing is firmly pressed on the cake as much as possible. Next, I ice the cake all around. I begin at the bottom and work my way up through the middle and then the top. Once I've completed the top layer, I then do a layer above that so that the icing sides are taller than the top of the cake. This is what my cake looks like when I'm done with the rough icing. At this point, my water is hot. I then put my bench scraper in, but I wipe off the water. The goal is to have it hot but dry. I then scrape off any excess icing and smooth out the edges. The hot bench scraper irons on the buttercream icing to the cake. I repeat the same step for the top of the cake. I won't do more than 3 strokes without making my bench scraper or spatula hot but dry. Again, think of ironing on that icing to your cake. I then use Viva brand paper towels since they do not have any quilting pattern on them. I then place it on the cake, and with the heat and pressure of my hand, I refine the ironing process that my bench scraper and spatula could not do. You'll notice that I took off my gloves for this portion. I really want to be able to feel each uneven spot with my hand and smooth it out. Look at that beautiful difference between the two. I do the same for the top of the cake, working my way from the center outward. I press very gently around the edge. Once I complete the paper towel method, I get it smoother still. Yes, Most cake decorators do stop here. Alright, cake decorators, it's time to get your buttercream beautifully sexy smooth. Take a piece of clean computer paper. I protect mine from dust with a plastic sheet protector. Place the paper on the side of the cake and with your fondant smoother, very gently press on the cake. Using this method will leave you with beautiful buttercream. All these cakes, I used the beautiful buttercream method. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this sugar tip video.